Hello, my name is Adam Watson. You may have seen some of my videos about traveling up here to Alaska through Canada during this crazy COVID mess. Or you may have seen my videos about Mexico, about avoiding the new get raped with the swab and get the whole COVID test prior to flying back into the United States, and using Tijuana Airport as kind of a loophole to avoid that. So I'm kind of trying to help people in two different areas. I have tons of time and experience in Mexico. I used to spend a week out of the month down there up until real recently. Got a lot of experience in Tijuana. Got a lot of friends in San Diego that go to Tijuana a lot, so I have a lot of good resources there. I live in Alaska. I've bought and sold a lot of vehicles from the lower 48 up to here recently during all this COVID stuff. The job I was doing has kind of slowed down quite a bit, so been doing that as well. I'm also a pilot, so I'm getting a lot of questions about flying up to here, and I'm going to have to actually follow up with the Canadian government on some of that, but I do have a lot of friends and resources for that as well. What I'm trying to create, I'm getting, I did a video, the very first one I did had like almost 2,000 people watch it, and I thought it might help 10 people. So I've had a lot of emails. At the end of my videos, I've been adding my email address, which is bigSkyBlessing@gmail.com, and I'll end up saying that again. But I've been getting a lot of emails. I've met and talked to tons of cool people. It's really just been a cool experience. So when I first did this, I didn't think about helping a lot of people. I just thought, you know what, there's a lot to know during this. So right now, my video equipment is literally my iPhone and some cheap little free app that's horrible at putting all this on YouTube. I am going to get some decent video editing equipment, some decent cameras, and try to make decent videos, because I hate watching crappy YouTube videos. So you're probably watching a crappy YouTube video right now. But anyway, what my goal is to have one place where we can update it weekly. So I'm thinking we'll update this either every Saturday or every Sunday of all the new crap that's came in. So I'm thinking we'll probably make it Sunday. So every Sunday, I'll start doing an update video. Now, I will not, today is currently the 21st. I will not have a video updated next Sunday. So it'll be 2 weeks from today. So 2 weeks from today, I plan on just updating a video weekly of having like one source where we can come to. So throughout the week, if you have questions, shoot me questions. I am talking to a lot of people that are making this trip weekly, so I can give you their update on how things went. So that's what I'm looking to do. So if you would, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to start doing, 2 weeks from today, I'm going to start doing a video every week, every Sunday, and we'll start updating it that way. That's kind of what my plan is, and I'm going to do one for Mexico and one for Alaska. So, all right. What to talk about that's come out recently since my videos. First of all, if you haven't seen them, go back and watch a few of them. I put some, I think, some helpful tips in them. I even got one on there from my wife that she gave her view of driving up in the winter. One huge misconception. Everyone thinks that you got to go to Washington to get here. That's the quickest way. That's a horrible way to go if you don't have to go that way. I just talked to a gentleman last week that just made that trip. He, thank God, he had extra gas, because he would not have made it if he hadn't brought his own gas. There's not a lot open on that route. I still say the best route by far is to cross in Montana, just north of Great Falls. I'm hearing really good about crossing north of Minot, North Dakota too. So like if you're coming from, say, Florida or Georgia, your quickest way would be to cross in Minot. So I'm hearing that that's working out fine too. I've talked to 3 people that's done it that way. But I recommend once you get to Grand Prairie, or Grande Prairie is the way it's spelled, it's a good place to spend your night. And then the next day, get up and go to Northern Rockies Lodge. If you get nothing out of any of my videos, and I'm not any kind of affiliate with these people. I don't have that, I have like 50 subscribers, so not like I'm making money on YouTube. But I'm just telling you, that is just a really cool place. The guy that owns it's a really old bush pilot from Austria or somewhere. He speaks German. My mom's German. I can always pick up on him speaking German, but it's just a cool place in the middle of the Alaska Highway. So I recommend Grande Prairie, Northern Rockies Lodge. All right. Do not recommend Watson Lake. It's a dump. I promise you that. And once you get into the Yukon, that's where they really are. They hate Americans, and that's where you're going to see, I try to avoid it. I've been staying in Haines Junction and just avoiding Whitehorse. Whitehorse is by far the coolest town on the whole place, but man, during all this, they hate us Americans. So I did have some guy say something smart up to me at a gas station in Whitehorse. I've heard of people's cars getting damaged in Whitehorse, so I've just been going to Haines Junction. I hadn't had any problems. And then the next day, you're in Alaska. So I've been staying at Eddie's Corner in Tok, and then getting up the next morning, making my rest of my way to Palmer where I live, or you could do the same to Fairbanks, so you could make it all the way. It just would be a long freaking day. The latest thing that's came out, and I'm going to do some research, so before, this is kind of a shotgun video, so I'm sure you're going to think, well, I didn't really learn a lot out of this. I'm basically doing this video to say, hey, subscribe to my channel, check out my previous videos. I want to start updating weekly. We'll start doing quick 10-minute little videos every week of the new latest and greatest BS government shutdown stuff. So Canada's getting really crazy and liberal. The latest thing is with Canada is now you have to have that negative COVID test, and it's got to be the one where they ram the Q-tip up your nose. It's the PCR test, and it's got to be done 72 hours prior to coming into Canada. That's new, so that's something that just came out with last week, from what I've been told. Now, there's a lot of new stuff for flying into Canada. So for my friends or my new friends that are wanting to fly an airplane to Alaska, which is a lot of people, I mean, it's a lot of people right now are wanting to do that. I'm gonna call and find out about that before I do my next video, because that's kind of questionable. It could be where they made you quarantine in a hotel, and I don't know. I know on the airlines they are. Are they with general aviation? I don't know. So let me find out. I will find that out, and I'll have that on the video that I'll start back up 2 weeks from today. Today's currently the 21st, if I hadn't said so already. But that's my goal. Have one place we can share as a group, share information. I'm getting a lot of people calling me and emailing me, which is awesome. So I want to be, let me be the spokesman of the group, or not spokesman, the messenger. So any questions you have, let me know. All right. Number one question I get is about shipping stuff to Alaska. I've had several people reach out to me, and one recently was a guy from Kodiak, going to the Coast Guard for Kodiak. If you want to ship something somewhere like that, I highly endorse Alaska Airlines. They're an incredible airline. They're by far my favorite. I've flown 80,000 miles with them and 80,000 miles with Delta in the last 2 years. So I did one Delta 1 year and them the next. Alaska Airlines customer service is the best by far. So I really recommend Alaska Airlines. From what I hear, I've had a lot of friends move from like Bethel or Kodiak or somewhere out in one of those out places that are off the road system, and use Alaska Air Cargo to move a lot of stuff. So if you're like me, you like ammunition, you like guns. I mean, if you're moving to Alaska, more than likely you like your freedom, or you wouldn't be moving up here. So the biggest question I'm getting is about moving ammunition and guns through Canada. You can't move a handgun through Canada, to my knowledge. Don't hold me to that. I wouldn't try it. I flew all mine up here personally. I was lucky. I was traveling back and forth for 4 months straight every weekend, so it worked out pretty good. So that's what I did. I would look at Alaska Air Cargo to ship your ammunition up, if you can. If you got a lot of ammunition, I will find out before our next video how much ammunition you can take up, what the process is, and about bringing long guns. But if it's where you can fly, I recommend it, because they're crazy about everything else in Canada. And I love Canada, don't get me wrong, it's one of my favorite countries. But right now, holy smokes. I don't even think Canadians are happy with their own government, which most of ours are not happy with ours, right? So that's a question I get a lot of, is about shipping up here. You do not need to sleep in your car. I don't recommend sleeping in your car. Enjoy yourself. Plan for a good 3 nights in Canada. I do Grand Prairie, I do Northern Rockies Lodge, I do Haines Junction. That's what I always do. I normally stay at the border at the Best Western in Shelby, Montana, and then I go over, and my first day I go to Grand Prairie, and it's a long day, but it's doable. And I've done it every time pulling a trailer. I've actually never came up here I didn't pull a trailer. The Hampton Inn, super, super nice in Grand Prairie. And Brown Social House is a great place to eat dinner. You don't have to wear the goofy mask. You can go in there and feel like a normal human being and have a good meal. I'm trying to think of any other questions I'm getting. During the winter, the roads are fine. You do need, I do recommend snow tires. Legally, you either have to have change or snow tires up until the end of April. So I highly recommend them quite a bit. I'm trying to think of any other questions I've gotten recently. Shoot me an email. My email, I'm going to say it slower. It's Big Sky Blessing, and it's just blessing, not blessings. Big Sky Blessing at gmail.com. Shoot me an email of your questions. I'll update this every Sunday going forward, 2 weeks from today. And any questions you have, I'd be more than happy that you will get a response from me. I responded to every single person that's emailed me. So it's been awesome meeting people, helping people. Alaska's an amazing place. I'll even put some pictures. I went flying yesterday. I'll put some pictures up just from yesterday. It was really cool. Alaska's just a beautiful place. My wife and I finally got to see the Northern Lights for the first time. We've lived here for a year. We normally are not up at 2 o'clock in the morning. That's probably why. It's a cool place to move to. Cost of living's probably not as bad as you think, but it's not great either. Going to the dry cleaners is horrible, I tell you that. You know, groceries, we eat a lot of produce, and that's kind of more expensive. But any questions you have about Alaska, about coming up here, or about Mexico, I'm going to do another video about Mexico. Please let me know. Shoot me an email. I want to make this. I'm going to get a lot better video equipment, more than my iPhone, and it's sitting at my kitchen table, and a free app to help put this thing on YouTube, because it's horrible video quality that I'm producing, and that's not I didn't think I'd have this many people be asking questions and watching. It's been really awesome. It's been a blessing. It's been cool meeting everybody. Anyway, for those of you that are just moving up here, we live in Palmer. Stay the hell away from Anchorage unless you like Seattle. If you like Seattle, go to Anchorage. That is a very and I'm keeping politics off of this, because that's the best way to get kicked off of YouTube, and I don't want that. That don't help anybody. You know, I've met so many cool people that have helped me in different things, and then later on I realized our political views are totally opposite, and I'm thanking God I didn't share my political views with that person, because we probably wouldn't have been friends. So I'm keeping my political views off of here. So don't take this political, but I'm getting a lot of people asking about Anchorage. Anchorage is a really big mess right now. I'm not for the mask. I'm not for locking everything down. I'm not for any of that garbage. I feel like God gave us an incredible immune system. I've been going to church throughout this entire pandemic. I've never wore a mask. None of the people I go to church with have. None of us, I think we've had 2 people have COVID, and none of them had symptoms out of our whole congregation throughout the whole pandemic. I'm all for hugging and shaking hands, and let's just live normal and let God sort it out. But Anchorage has destroyed hundreds of businesses. It's really sad to watch the videos that go on. The politics in Anchorage are just, you can't survive. A business cannot survive there. The schools, it just looks, it's sad. I mean, I don't know if it's still this way, but there was a lot of stuff on Facebook, and it was truly news articles where they had kids that couldn't even sit at a table. They had to be on their knees studying stuff. So my advice is avoid Anchorage. Juneau's fairly locked down, but not quite as bad as Anchorage. With the exception of that, it's awesome. We were in Fairbanks last week. We had a great time. I want to upload some videos from, we went down the weekend before, we went down to Valdez, which was incredible. So I'm going to start doing like little quick videos of, hey, this is what it's like during COVID in Alaska, so you can kind of see that too. But you're moving to an incredible state if you're moving up here. We live free, man. It's awesome. So if you like to live free and have clean air, it's great. So, I mean, nowhere's perfect, but it's really nice up here. It's almost like you're in a whole different country. But that's all I got for now. I'm trying to think of any other updates I have, but I've been meaning to put this together for about the last week, because I've been having so many people reach out to me. I thought it might be way more productive. You know, it's kind of like when you're in a class somewhere. You'll get the one guy ask a question, deep down you already have the same question, or 10 other people did. So for everybody that's sending me emails asking questions, there's probably 10 or 15 more that have the exact same question. So I figure once a week, I'm going to write all your questions down, and I'm just going to go over them. It'll be a lot more formalized than now. I'm going to get a lot better video equipment, so we can have some decent productive videos that are better than my shotgun setup I've got going here. But any questions you have, shoot me an email. Alaska's an amazing place. You can live free here. You can live normal here, with the exception of Anchorage. I hate that city. It's beautiful from an airplane. That's about it. But anyway, the rest of it is just amazing. This Mat-Su Valley is amazing. Fairbanks is cool. Like I said, everywhere else we've been in Alaska is just so awesome. And Anchorage is nice to have. At least you got some good shopping there. But just make sure you bring your mask to Anchorage. You don't have to worry about that stuff in the Mat-Su Valley. But anyway, any questions you have about coming up? So what my goal is to have a one source. So I guess the thing I need to jump on the quickest is, where do you get the COVID test before the 72 hours, and how long does it take to get it back? Because you guys are going to need to be crossing either North Dakota, Montana, and I don't recommend it, but sometimes people just have to go to Washington for whatever reason. Washington. I know a lot of people I think are putting stuff on the boat there. But let's just make this one source. If you've made this trip and you found this video, or you're about to make this trip, please call me afterwards or email me afterwards, because I want to hear your story. Let's get all the information out that we can to everyone and help everyone make this transition through Canada as seamless as possible. But as of right now, driving up, you do have to have the negative COVID test. I will start digging into where you can get that. It does have to be the one that's rammed up your nose and went to an actual lab. It can't be like the thing you get at CVS where they draw blood. That part I do know. So that's the newest update. So anything I can help with, please let me know. I was going to buy and sell some more stuff, but I'll be honest with you, I'm just not, with the unknown in the world right now, and with Alaska being so driven by the oil industry, I'm going to hold on to my savings for a while. So I don't think I'll be making that trip anytime soon. I keep getting that question. But I am talking to a lot of people that are making that trip. I've made a heck of a lot recently, but I've stopped since the last election. So anyway, we'll make this one source. Subscribe to my channel. I'm not trying to make money out of anybody. I'm not trying to do anything but just have one source to help everyone, because it is a lot of changing things. I look forward to meeting every one of you. God bless you. I hope your trip goes amazing. Thank you and have a good day.